Although the Golden State Warriors have a lot of versatile players on their roster, each of them lack a certain skill that could have made them the quote-unquote complete player. We can argue that Draymond Green is an all-time defender, but on the other hand, we know that he's a liability on the offensive end most times. Meanwhile, Jonathan Kuminga has all the tools to become the next superstar in the league with his insane athleticism, but his IQ and decision-making is still far from the likes of Draymond and other undersized playmaking bigs. And while Andrew Wiggins is their premier two-way player right now, he's too small at the 4 spot, and he doesn't have the body to withstand the punishment down low. I mean, as good as those guys are, the Dubs actually don't have the guy who can really do it all. Until now.
Olha como já aperta a saída de bola. Quase deu certo. Gui Santos na gravada!
Qualquer lugar vai ter norte e sul, né? Mas não uma divisão, né? Oi!
On that one from Santos. Yeah. Watch out, Haywood.
Santos. Oh, a little bully ball underneath.
Jamari Bouye is Udai Baba. Gui Santos.
Gui Santos may just be the biggest steal in the second round of the recent draft. And he might just be the missing piece the Warriors have been looking for all this time. I mean, he's big. He can shoot, play defense, pass the rock, and what's even crazier than this is that he's only 21 years young, with plenty of room to grow. And with that said, let's unpack his skills and explore this kid's hidden potential. First off, let's talk about what we see on the surface. At 6'8" and weighing around 209 pounds, Santos is a huge wing/power forward tweener that can hurt you in multiple ways. And with that size, you wouldn't think that he'd be able to do stuff like this.
Gui Santos, 6 segundos. Ele o Sergião, que balançou de lado pro outro no ar.
Pro Mogi nesse começo de jogo.
Opa!
Não tão boa, jogando em altíssimo nível nessa. Gui Santos encara a marcação, vai pra cima, faz o chute para 3 pontos. Que bolaça!
As you can see in these clips, Gui has some serious handles to supplement his all-around skills. And although they're not yet on the same level as, say, Kyrie Irving, this is actually quite impressive given his young age and huge frame. Now, apart from this, Santos also has a surprisingly deep offensive bag, filled with a ton of weapons, like his crafty inside attacks. Take a look here. Here's the second overall pick, Brandon Miller, and just watch how Gui puts the sauce all over him, then gives him a little bump and gets to the cup. Now, here's Santos ISO'd at the top. He crosses over, and when the defender blocks his path, he counters it with a strong spin move to free himself up for an easy 2. And in this play, Santos showed that he can play like a guard if he wanted to, between the legs, followed by a spin move, and then he breaks the defense with a Euro step before dropping a smooth floater off the glass. Santos declared for the 2021 NBA Draft, but later on withdrew his name, realizing that he wasn't ready just yet. Over the next year, he bulked up with some muscle, improved his hops, and at the end of the day, the enhancements that he made on his game and physique allowed him to secure a spot with Brazil's senior national team, to solidify him as one of the rising stars in Brazil's Premier League. As a testament to his hard work, Santos was named the 6th Man of the Year in the NBB, where he averaged 10.1 points and 5.1 rebounds, back when he was just 19 years old. Now, earlier, I talked about how he gained some extra muscles over the last year. And speaking of which, here's Gui revealing the real reason behind that.
Body-wise, it looks like you have added muscle. I mean, have you added any weight, muscle? Like, how would you kind of describe that advancement with your training and everything?
Yeah, I think when I got here last year, I was weighing like 205, and now I'm 220. So like last year, I have really working hard with that, with the coach, strength coach, like in Santa Cruz, with Andre. So he was after game, he was calling me like, "Gui, you got lift after game." So I got a hard lift after every game, you know, to to make these results. I can say like in my game, everything that's a little bit like improved. But one thing I think that was the most improved thing that I have last year was my body. Working hard to put some weight on, to be ready to because the guys here, the game is so physical, so I have to work hard to be ready to hold this game, you know.
Anyways, the extra workout after practice sessions has definitely paid dividends for him, as it's made him stronger, especially down on the block. See, here's Santos backing up Brandon Miller at the post. He bumps him really hard to throw him off balance, and when he did, he shifted his weight to the other side, and just like that, he ate Miller for his dinner once again. And when you leave him this open in the paint, you can bet that Gui will flex his big guns afterward.
Weaknesses on the defensive end of the floor, sometimes over.
The extra muscle and weight that Santos put on can give the Dubs a solid post threat who can drop some buckets underneath and grab offensive rebounds to create additional scoring opportunities for their shooters. And one more thing, a guy with his size can definitely be a big help, especially when they need a body to throw around against opposing big men. Anyways, we have seen him slash inside the paint and bully players at the block. But aside from that, Gui can also make his defenders pay from way beyond the arc. See, here's Quiñones attacking the rim, and the moment the defense collapses, he finds Gui wide open at the wing. Gui then catches it and just splashes it with a nice form and smooth follow-through. Now, check this out. After showing his man a couple of pump fakes, he still didn't respect his outside shooting by not closing out on him, and so he made him pay. Now, when you try to close out on him though, this kid will kill you with his quick first step, just like what he did here.
One way to beat somebody up in pressure is to attack. Santos
was in-house, got a couple more in the draft, and then what a haul in free agency led by...
Last season in the G League, Gui had a solid outing across 26 games, averaging 12.7 points, 6 rebounds, and 2.2 assists. On top of that, just check out how efficient he was. 50% from the field, 33% from 3, and 81.3% from the foul line. As you can see in the previous clips, he's got some solid ball handling and nice footwork. He also has the strength to attack and battle inside, and more importantly, he can hit it from deep, which is something that the Dubs often require in their tweener bigs. Now that we have an actual idea what he can do on offense, let's switch gears here real quick and talk about how he can make an impact on the defensive end. I forgot to mention earlier that aside from his 6'8" frame, this kid had a 7-foot wingspan, which is more than enough length to cause chaos in the passing lanes and swat shots.
Better for Santa Cruz for him to have that mentality. Ellam's picked off by Santos, and he'll go up and jam it down.
Look at this one right here. Here, he is running on the break, and even though the guy made a nice lead pass, Gui shifted away the spotlight to him with this monster chase down block that can easily make LeBron's version cute. And on half-court sets, it doesn't make any difference because he just has that nose for the ball. And because of his long frame, combined with the springs in his legs, Gui can apply an insane amount of defensive pressure, like this.
Pode rebote do Renan. Rebote do Renan. Ih, rapaz! Olha só que disputa doida aqui. Caiu tudo agora lá, hein? Palote. Virou. Lá vem bola. Tiro de 3.
During the last Summer League, Santos showed up in Vegas averaging 17.3 points while grabbing 6 rebounds across 4 games. And to me, this is a good indication that he's ready to take his game into the next level. Anyways, in an interview, the coach of the Santa Cruz Warriors revealed that he was impressed with Gui's playmaking ability, and he believes that he'll no doubt make an instant impact once he gets called up. Now, with that being said, let's look at the tapes to see how his quick decision-making comes into play. Coming off transition, Gui didn't hesitate to thread a needle here, even though it's risky, and his gamble paid off as he found his teammate underneath. Now, instead of taking it all the way through in this fast break attack, Gui showed his unselfishness by lobbing it up to the open guy for the alley-oop. And if you think that's all that he can do, Gui Gui also thrives in off-ball situations and hustles for rebounds and putbacks.
Fiz a meia dúzia. Fez o passe pro Gui Santos.
Pro Lucas Dias, usando o exemplo, pro Lucas Dias subir um ponto na sua meta.
E é uma característica que eu acho que o Gustavinho pegou muito do Manhano, né? O Manhano trabalha muito.
The Warriors seriously lack a versatile two-way big in their roster right now. And if the Dubs manage to give Santos a chance, at least in the form of a two-way contract, I think that he'll blossom playing with the Warriors, because as you saw in the previous clips, he's the perfect guy that fits in their system. I mean, he can shoot, rebound, play tough D, and most importantly, he has a high basketball IQ, who can create opportunities for himself and for his teammates. And with that said, I really hope that the Dubs will give Gui Santos an opportunity to prove himself, and that he can hang with the best of them in the NBA.